Hello everyone, hope everyone is doing fine. So usually I used to demonstrate some of the case studies with respect to the Oracle SQL queries. But today what I thought is I will demonstrate what is an execution plan and how to read an execution plan. So in all of my case studies, I usually went to the execution plan and straight away went to the operation which we are supposed to read first. But I never actually put forward a video on how you can read and interpret an execution plan. So this video is specially for that purpose. So before we move forward, we have published a new course on Udemy, SQL Tuning Beginner, which has got so many modules on hints, joins, baselines, access methods, and even the execution plan and some of the examples of the execution plan. It also covers the hints and baselines as well. So if you're interested in that course, you can check the details in the description below. So let's get started about the execution plan. So what is exactly an execution plan? Execution plan is nothing but Oracle has actually executed a query, but the actual path which is taken by the Oracle to execute a query is the execution plan. There is also a concept called as explain plan. The difference between explain plan and the execution plan is that explain plan will give you the actual plan Oracle is going to take without actually executing a query. But the execution plan is something which the Oracle has actually executed a query, and the plan which it has taken to execute the query is your execution plan. So let's see how you can read and interpret an execution plan. This is the select statement I have taken as an example. Select e.department ID from employees, departments T, where d.department ID is equal to e.department ID and e.employee ID is equal to 100. And when I run this query, this is the plan which is going to get generated. Now in order to read an execution plan, there are a couple of methods which you can use. One is the parent-child relationship. That is the one which we are going to explore today. There is also another method in which you have to identify the topmost and the innermost join operation, and based on the child operation for that respective join method, we can start reading the operation. So for today in this video, I will cover how you can read an execution plan using a parent and child relationship. So when I execute this query, this is the execution plan which I'm getting, and there are basically five operations, and this is how you can create a parent-child relationship tree. Now the select statement is the first operation, so I'll make it as the parent. Okay, so zeroth operation is the first parent operation, that is the select. Now select operation is zero is having one child operation because it is indented towards the left. That means the nested loop operation number one is a child of operation number zero. So I will write one under two, nothing but your nested loop operation. So one is written under zero. Now 1 is again a parent and it has got two child, that is 2 and 4. Why? Because 2 and 4 are on the same level and indented towards the left of the nested loop operation. Since 2 and 4 are on the same level, 2 and 4 becomes the child of 1. So that means 2 table access by departments is the operation, and unique scan department ID underscore pk is the second operation, becomes the child of the parent operation, that is nested loop 1. Now why 2 is written on the left hand side and 4 is written on the right hand side is because 2 and 4 lies on the same level, but since 2 comes on the top and 4 comes on the bottom, we will write 2 on the left hand side and 4 on the right hand side. So this is the thumb rule. Now the only operation left now is the third operation. Now if you see the third operation is nothing but again a child operation of the parent second, that is table access by index row ID. So that means third operation automatically becomes a child of 2. So I'll write third operation under 2. So before we read the execution plan of this, we'll see how the Oracle actually executed this query and how we want Oracle to execute this query. Now if I run the select statements, like I always say, when we apply the fundamental approach, we should be starting with such a column in the where part of the clause which should qualify for less number of rows or has more number of distinct values, and then go for the join operation. That means I had to start with e.employee is equal to 100 and then go for the join operation, right? So that is the order which Oracle should actually follow. Now in order to read this execution plan, I will be reading from bottom to top and from left to right, correct? So that is the order which it has to be followed. That means the third operation is the first operation which will get executed because it is at the bottom most. That means the third operation is nothing but index unique scan. And when you see the access and filter predicates, you see the third operation is nothing but accessing the employee ID is equal to 100. Correct? That means the Oracle has actually did the third operation first using the index on employee ID. That means e.employee ID is equal to 100. So that means it actually followed the fundamental approach. Now after third operation, there are two operations on the same level, 2 and 4. But the thumb rule for reading execution plan is we have to read from bottom to top and from left to right. So the leftmost operation is nothing but second. So second operation is table access by index row ID for departments table. So second operation is this, table access by index row ID for the employees table. Now what does table access by index row ID means is that you have to fetch some additional columns from the employees table, because the third operation index unique scan has only scanned the employee ID for the employees table. Now looking at this query, you see that for the employees table, it also is looking for the department ID values. So it is because of e.department ID, there is a table access by index row ID. So for the respective employee ID is equal to 100, it will go and fetch the respective department ID. So that is the second operation. Now once the second operation is done, fourth operation will be executed because they are on the same level, and from left to right the execution plan has to be read. So the fourth operation is nothing but unique scan on department underscore ID underscore PK. Now if you see the fourth operation, do you see? So third is done, second is done. Now since second and fourth are on the same level, after two, fourth operation should get executed. So without this parent-child relationship tree, you can also read and interpret the execution plan using the indentation level as well. So fourth, after second, fourth operation is going to get executed, index unique scan department underscore ID underscore PK. Now fourth operation, if you see, it is nothing but join between the department and the employees table, which exactly what we wanted Oracle to execute. Correct? So after 2 and 4th, first operation will get executed, which is nothing but the nested loop, which is nothing again but join between the departments table and the employees table using the nested loop join operation. Once the join operation is done, zeroth operation, that is nothing but the select, whatever rows are qualified, those rows will be selected and displayed as the output. So the way we wanted Oracle to execute and the way the Oracle has actually executed this query is exactly the same, and we have verified the same using this reading and interpreting the execution plan. So this was the first method to read and interpret an execution plan using the parent-child relationship tree. If the plan is little big, it is obviously going to take a little bit extra time to read and interpret the execution plan, but there is one more method by which we can read the execution plan without creating a parent-child relationship tree, and I will show that to you in one of the forthcoming videos. So thank you so much for today, and if you're interested in exploring more about the SQL tuning, like I said, we have published a Udemy course on SQL Tuning Beginner, the details of which are mentioned in the description section. So if you're interested, please have a look into that. Thank you so much for today. That will be all.